Coming up on the Sports Desk, sure, ECC may not have won the state championship. They are the runner-up. But by getting to the finals, they won the hearts of fans everywhere. ECC head coach Fernley is here in studio talking all about it. It's football in spring. We're with the Tartars plus Elko to see how their teams are shaping up for fall. And we've got NFL great and three-time Pro Bowler Donald Penn at his annual football camp for kids. Some youngsters also get their golf on, while some adults get their softball on. We've got the who, what, where, when, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your host, Lesley Robins. For the next half hour or so, sit back and kick back as we give you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the good stuff, we want to hear from you. Here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. Find us, tag us, follow me. Our program is also on Facebook. We've got email. All the details are right there on the screen. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know, because when it comes down to it, this show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. Right now, there are any number of sporting events happening around the world. The NBA Final, the French Open, the Stanley Cup Final, the Indy 500 just happened. So let's add football to the mix, shall we? Especially since the new CIF Southern Section Playoff Groupings for 2019 have been released. Getting to it north, a semifinalist last year in Division 9 remained in the same spot. West dropped from Division 9 to 10. Torrance will be number 12. Bishop Montgomery is 13. And South lands in Division 14. With that said, lots of training has officially begun. We just joined the Torrance High Football squad during their spring practice. Last year, the Tartars went 2-8 overall, 2-3 in league. But watch out, this team is putting in the work early.
Spring football is a 15-day practice time. We run 15 days and we go after school. We start at 4 and go to 6. What spring football is brings in our freshmen from last year, and they practice with, the JVs and varsity of last year. And so we kind of get an idea where we are personnel-wise. Because once we finish spring football, then we start summer football on June 24th. And then now we have a good idea once we go into our passing games and our tournaments and things like that. We'll have a good idea of who's where and kind of set a depth chart. We've got to make sure we hold on to the football. We've got to run our offense a whole lot better. And we've got to catch the football. We've got to tackle. Our defense has to play a whole lot better. We've got to play with a little bit more, be more aggressive. We just have to not make the mental mistakes. So that's what helps us in spring as we get the freshmen involved in how things go, if you will. We're trying to be on a positive note and rework all the things that didn't work last year and maybe come up with some good things. There's never any pressure. I know it sounds funny. Pressure is just whatever you put on yourself. My goodness, we have a great community. I have a wonderful principal, Mr. Gerges. The administration's outstanding. I have great coaches. We're going to work hard. We're going to make sure that that we come out on a winning note this year. We've got great possibilities, Gosh darn it, we just have to play great football. Just because you have a football team doesn't mean that that guarantees any winning. We have to really be on the right page, and the enthusiasm's wonderful. Let me just say one thing. Okay, keep going.
Top of the afternoon to you, laddies. Top of the afternoon,
They're excited, as you can see.
Feeling pretty confident right now. Last year we had a lot of seniors, and this year I feel like we don't have as many, but because we don't have as many seniors, the few seniors that we do have are able to corral the underclassmen more. And because of that, this year I feel our leadership is a lot better than it has been in the last few years, and that's very encouraging. I've been varsity 4 years, but now you get to see what everyone else in front of you experienced, is pretty cool. And now you're leading the people that you used to be, and I think that's the best part of it. Last season, I feel like we had so much potential, but we didn't use it. This year, I hope that the potential we do have, we're able to extract more, especially that we don't have as many upperclassmen. Personally, I feel a little bit of pressure, leading the team. I feel like besides just leading the underclassmen, I have the City of Torrance on my back. I'd like to make them proud, like to make my family proud, my friends. So pressure's affecting me a little, but not too much, I like to just play ball and hopefully do the best we could do.
I'm really looking forward to this season. You just got to ease everybody into it. Even though everybody's gone, every man has to step up now. Even if they have no experience or very little, everyone's going to step up into new roles and help them succeed. Last year was pretty disappointing. Now I don't like to dwell in the past. Think about the next season coming up. Everybody got to stay hungry. We get more wins this year, and since a lot of them were sophomore heavy last year, a lot more juniors coming up, got more experience. Hopefully we can do better. I'm gonna keep building, keep improving every rep. Get improved for next season. Hope we do better.
Family!
Then we hit up the Elko football team's last spring practice. We also went to the first one, and Coach Giff is pumped about the progress he has seen.
Seen a lot of growth in our team. I'm really excited about the direction of the program. Guys have done a great job in spring. I feel like we're more cohesive than we were when we first started. Guys have developed their skills. We're starting to come together as a team, so I'm very pleased with how spring has gone. There's never-ending list of things that we always are trying to get better at. We've got to get bigger and stronger and faster. We've got to be able to execute our offense and defense and special teams very effectively. We've got to love each other and take care of each other and come together as a team. We have to have leadership emerge within the group that decides that they want to be great. All those things have to take place, and hopefully we can get that done in summer. Each team is different, so I don't look at last year. Obviously, as a program, we're developing some momentum and rhythm, and we're getting better every year. And last year, winning the conference and being one of the top 4 teams in Southern California, playing in those semifinals was awesome for our program. But this is a separate team. These are different guys. There's some holdovers, some guys that kind of set the standard for us, and it's up to them to kind of teach the younger guys. But every team starts out 0-0, and their path and their journey is unique unto its own.
Let's go.
I definitely think we got the rust off the bolts, and especially with all the incoming freshmen, they got to learn the terminology and how we play defense, and especially on our offensive side, how fast we run plays and do a no-huddle offense. So I think they're getting used to it and starting to play up to the speed we need them to. I definitely think the terminology, sometimes last season before plays we get confused and maybe call a wrong strength or call a wrong coverage, but I think definitely with the new coaching staff we have, that definitely won't be an issue anymore.
For the big part of this upcoming season, it's the offensive line. I feel like last year we were all freshmen. This year we have 3 returners. We got big high school guys coming in. I feel like we had a good spring practice with them. We grew as a team. A lot of people, I'm not saying here, but some schools, they play for themselves. And, we need to come together as a team, as a family, and just really click like how we did last year. And I think that's a big factor for this coming season because we're losing a lot of great guys.
I feel very confident for the upcoming season. I thought we got some good work in, the bonded of the team, everyone, other guys, the new guys learned the playbook. So I think we're ready for the season. I'm very excited, very confident. I'm just looking forward to playing football again. I haven't played in a year, so just getting out there with the team, competing and winning games hopefully.
I feel good. We got spring practice under my belt. Coming back off an ACL injury, I tore my ACL last year in the 5th game. So I'm slowly getting back in my movement. Trying to get back. So I'm really excited. Spring's over. We're finna get back into summer. I missed half of the season last year. I really didn't get to show my full talents last year. Just trying to get back and get healthy. Get back for the team. Get back for the run game. Improving from last year. Get back.
I'm looking forward to, since I'm leaving, I'm looking forward to getting over there and start to get into the scheme of everything and just get to know the guys and start putting my work ethic and really indulging myself into the program over at Colorado.
All these coaches are telling me to lose 10 pounds. So that's my big focus right now, just to lose 10 pounds, just be a solid 300 going to the next university I go to.
Coming to El Camino, you're going to have great opportunities on and off the field. We have a great support system here. You've got big goals, but I would say come ready to work every day and have an open mind, have a positive energy, and grind. You know, there's a phrase, JC is a grind, and that's true. Being here every day, working hard, and having a positive mental outlook is something that every freshman should come in with.
For the incoming freshmen, don't talk back to the coaches. Or else bad stuff's going to happen.
Warriors on me, Warriors on 3. 1, 2, 3. Warriors!
Now on to the NFL. We had a 3-time Pro Bowler in our midst, bringing the sport he loves to kids of the community he loves just as much. Justin Thompson is with NFL great Donald Penn.
3-time NFL Pro Bowler Donald Penn came to Torrance this weekend, and with him came his annual camp.
Well, this one's a little bit more special than the other ones because it's my 10th anniversary. It's my 10th year doing it, and, it's just big, man. I'm blessed, man. I never thought it would get this big. I had an idea a long time ago, starting something free, help out the underprivileged, underused kids, all my foundations around the kids. So, man, it's just big how it's just grown, man. 10 years now, and, I got some of the same kids that been here 5 years straight now, no matter where it's at here or my high school. So it's good, man. It's amazing.
The event has evolved quite a bit over the last decade.
It's known now. People are looking forward to it now. Like last couple months, people were hitting me up talking about, hey, you still doing the camp? When's it happening? They're looking forward to it now. A couple years ago, I added the DJ, added a little bit more highlight. We try to switch up the food every year. I try to get as many guys as I can out here. This year's probably the least amount of guys I got out here this year, but I try to get as many players as I can out here. And it's just expanding and growing. So it's just good. I love to interact with the kids. I think they're having a good time, and that's the most important.
Well, also important is that Penn makes this camp completely free to attend, something not lost on the kids or the parents.
It's amazing because 2 years ago, I wasn't able to play football because we're going through some stuff.
Well, it don't get no better than free. I mean, we got to pay for cleats, got to pay for pads and helmets and everything else. So just for him to give out free knowledge, of the game, hey, can't beat that. Free, always. I like it. Love it.
Man, because when I was growing up, man, my mom worked her butt off. She worked overtime, never had a break. She was a teacher, worked year round, just to put me through, USC, UCLA camps. And growing up, I never heard of any athletes, and when I was growing up, the Raiders were in LA. I never heard about anything being free or anything like that. So, when I got a little older, it was always a dream, if I ever got in that position to, give back and do it for free for people who can't afford it. And, so many parents thank me and are appreciative of it, man. It puts a smile on my face. But just something I wanted to do just to help out, man. It's just something I thought about, and it came to form. And 10 years now, look, we're still doing it.
And the reason that he does it all is for the children.
We provide every camper a T-shirt. We provide them lunch, and also the other cool thing about it is Donald's able to communicate with them through social media. And majority of these kids that we've seen grow up the last 10 years, he still communicates with them. We've had kids that have graduated and have gone to play college football, and he still talks to those guys. So what we've done is we've created a really cool mentorship program for all these kids.
Man, just hearing the kids talk, interacting with them. Seeing their smiles on their face, hearing them ask me goofy questions and stuff. I love kids. That's why I do everything around kids. That's why my foundation's surrounded around kids. So, just having fun with them, man. Just enjoying them, man. Beating them up a little bit, tickling them, just having a good little time.
Everyone certainly did have a great time and will continue having a great time for years to come.
Bo reached out to us a couple years ago, and we would love to do this every single year because these could be all future Warriors someday for us as well.
It works out very well, man. It's just a blessing, man. And like I said, it's all kids. You see everything, I keep coming back to kids. And then the camp usually finishes off, and, it's a blessing. So I hit those things every year.
Joining me in studio right now, El Camino Baseball head coach Nate Fernley. Welcome to the Sports Desk, Coach.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
It's great to have you here. You've been busy lately. Now, before we get into MLB connections that you have personally and people that you've coached, we have to talk about your team. Yeah. Take me to Fresno. Take me back to that last game. I wasn't there, but I really was there in spirit, and I felt it. What was it like for you as coach, as your players? Take me there.
Well, I mean, at that point, all the work's done. So, it's the final game. There's a lot of emotion involved with it. It was an incredible game, back and forth, and came down to the last inning, and ended up getting the short end of that and not finishing it off. But what a run. I mean, the guys competed all day long. It was a doubleheader that day, and they never gave in. They kept coming back. It was just a tremendous thing to watch.
The team is tremendous, to use that word. I've kind of grown really fond of them. What is the special sauce that was there this season as opposed to other seasons?
Well, I mean, they were talented. We knew that going into this, that they had made a run to almost get to Fresno the year before with a bunch of freshmen, and so we knew they were talented. And they're really, I mean, they get things done in the classroom. They're just really responsible. But then you add kind of the story of the season and losing a player in the middle of that and a teammate, and how they responded to that, and the resilience and their character. It was just a group that you could get behind. As a coach, it was just a pleasure to come to the field every day and not have to deal with any of those outside problems. And just they came in and they wanted to win and play hard. And it was fun to watch, I think, for coaches, for people in the community. It was a team you could rally behind.
I was rallying behind them, and you brought up the passing of Sladen Mall. Tragically passed away in the middle of your season. Devastating. How did you, as a coach, who obviously you were in pain yourself, how did you guide your players through the grieving process when you yourself were grieving?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think for me personally, as a coach, you think about your players' welfare before your own. And that has helped me. I think if I had to sit there and think about, the ramifications of what it is to actually lose someone that close to you, it would have been difficult if we didn't have each other. And again, I think that's why this team was so special, is that we relied on each other when some of these things happened. And so you have 28 to 30 kids that you feel like you're invested in, and to make sure they were okay, and they were making sure each other were okay. And so I think we kind of helped each other through the process.
How did you do that? Take me through some of the steps. You spoke at the memorial.
Yeah.
That was right away, and then you had to play right away. Yeah. And trending on social media for Sladen, it was powerful.
It was, and you really take it step by step. So we had a game scheduled the day that it happened, and we canceled that. There wasn't really a way that they were able to take the field. We had the memorial shortly before, and right before our next game. And I was just so impressed. The 4 students that spoke at that did a tremendous job. And I think it was a healing process for them to let everyone know how much he meant to us. And then that next game, it was just one of those games that was close. We didn't play really well, which I guess was expected. And then you get in the last inning, and Taishi Nakawaki hits a home run in the 9th inning to walk off the win. And I think obviously that helped tremendously, knowing that he's with us and that he's close by and that he's helping us along the way. It was Taishi's first ever career home run, and if you know our baseball, it's a long, long way to left field, and he put a good swing on it, and the rest after that, we felt like, okay, we can do this, and I really do think that first game back helped us a lot.
So how did the players then react to the wins, getting to Fresno? In my head, you had it.
Yeah.
So then when kind of the rug is pulled out and you're on the bus back, you're runner-up.
Yeah.
Which is still an amazing run.
Right.
What do you do? How do you guide them?
And it doesn't feel like an amazing run when you lose, especially when you had this goal in mind, capable of it. Going into that game, they're playing so well, and we played a great team. Orange Coast was the 1 seed, and so they were very well coached and disciplined, and it was a good, hard-fought game. But you felt like it just wasn't supposed to end that way. And that's it. The script was written. It was supposed to be the happy ending, and now you had this long bus ride home, and you could tell that they were hurting and they were sad, and there's not much you can do, is just hug them and say goodbye. And the next day, I shot him a text, and there was a questionable call on one of the plays where the ball was called foul. We thought it was fair, and we had the replay sent to us, and I just sent him the text that said fair or foul with the replay, and all of them said fair, 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 fair. And then the next text was, well, you'll learn that life sometimes isn't fair. It's not always the result that we want. It's how we react to it. So go to class, do what you have to do, and we'll look back and know that this was a run that was special. And so, and they did that. You saw them on campus. They're at class the next day after getting in at midnight. They have 7:45 class. They're there. And I think, again, that helps just doing the next thing that you're supposed to do. And we met as a team a couple days later and kind of talked about how special it was. And I know as time goes on, they'll look back and think, gosh, this was really a special year. There were so many people that were behind it. I know Sladen's family was super appreciative of how they went about their business and the run they went on. And so it will be remembered as a great season. It's just difficult when you don't get that final game.
But you've been to that dance before. Yeah. You are going on over a decade at El Camino, head coach of baseball. What made this time different than the couple of other times you've been to Fresno? Yeah, I mean, every time you go, it's special. It just felt like there were so many things in place. And even as we were talking to assistant coaches, there was times on the field where it was overcast in Fresno, which is really rare. We got rain in Fresno, which is really rare. Usually it's 95 degrees and sunny. And sometimes the clouds would part and there'd just be this ray of sun that would hit you, and then something would happen. And so the special things that you look back and remember that go beyond baseball, I think make this one just a little bit more special. Well, you have a special something that you bring to your players. You've had some players that have gone to MLB. You yourself got drafted back in the day. Your coach, father, mentor, friend, you mold men to be great. Well, that's nice to hear. Right? But, you know, I'm so fortunate to have this job at El Camino because you're around a community that is really invested in the sport of baseball. And so just the product of being here, you get some pretty good baseball players. And I love what I do. I love baseball. And so I think it's just, if you love what you do and you're around passionate people, success happens. Garrett Cooper from the South Bay just hit his first home run in the majors. Yeah. How does that make you feel? You made that. You were a part of that. Yeah, well, a part of it. And that's the thing. Yeah. You know, he made his major league debut last year at Fenway Park with the Yankees, and I got a text, you know, from him early on, Coach, I'm heading out there, and we have this tradition where we put, if you make it to the big leagues, you get a ball on the wall. And so he said, I get my ball on the wall, which is heading up this year, and we got to go and watch him there. And that was just special because he accomplished a goal and you're a part of it. And then, like you said, this year he got his first home run. He's hit 3 more right after that. And so he's doing a great job. And it is special to just watch them do what they love to do and do it at such a high rate. That's part of the fun of watching this journey go. Well, it's been so much fun watching your journey, the team's journey. I almost want you guys to start playing right away so I can keep the journey going. I don't want summer to happen. It was so much fun watching you guys play. Thanks. We appreciate that. And I think they feel that way too. They're itching to get back on the field and want to practice, and you kind of have to force them to take a couple weeks off before we get back at it. Well, we'll be there during your practice and your games, and come back to the Sports Desk anytime. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Coach, thank you for stopping by. And coming up on the Sports Desk, softball for adults, golf for the kids, and a beach workout for some student athletes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. If you're missing softball these days, Justin Thompson is on the beat, bringing you Torrance's Adult Softball League.
The City of Torrance Adult Softball League's summer season is off to a hot start.
Oh, it's great. The staff here is really good. The people here are really good. The people we play with here, everybody's respectful.
The Rec League provides softball players 18 and older an opportunity to showcase their talents at Wilson Park.
Wilson Park has always been great. I've been playing here for 5 or 6 years now. The league is very well structured. I kind of like that, we play every week. No teams are really forfeiting or anything like that.
While the league is centered around having fun in the community, there is still a competitive spirit in the air.
I'm hopeful. I mean, last season we went undefeated. We're 1 win, 2 losses right now, so we're trying to come back.
The summer schedule and fall registration form can be found online at the City of Torrance website under the Recreation Services tab.
This is my therapy, coming out and playing softball with all the guys.
Now to Torrance's local golf course, which hosted youngsters and their families during the holiday break. Of course, a little friendly competition ensued.
This event, what we have is 2 a year. We have a summer kickoff, which is the Memorial Day one, and then we also have the end of summer Labor Day tournament. And both of them are designed a little different. The one we have today is more of a golf challenge than a low score. So what the kids do is they hit off the long tee box area, and if their ball lands on the green, they get 2 points. If they don't land on the green, they don't get any points. After that, they hit from a location. As you can see, there's the American flags halfway down the fairway, and we put those out just so everybody's a reminder of what the day really stands for and for the sacrifice that the veterans have made. So they hit between the flags, and if they get on the green on that short shot, they get 1 point. And once they get up on the green, we have 2 different hitting locations. We have a long putt and we have a short putt. If they happen to drain the long putt, they get 2 points. If they make the short putt, they get 1 point. So it works out really well because the kids do not get discouraged because they know on every shot they get a chance to get some points. And whoever has the most points at the end of the day wins the tournament. And we have 3 different flights, and then we have the boys and girls division. This is probably about our 7th year of doing it. We get a lot of return people, so obviously they enjoy it. It's real fun to watch them get excited when they make a long putt.
Today we're here at the Sea Air Golf Course in Torrance, just here for a For Fun Memorial Day Challenge. It's for kids. Just come out, just have fun, and just meet other kids while playing golf. I have my daughter come out here once in a while. She's been playing golf for I'd say close to 3 years now. So we've done a few tournaments in the past, and so we decided to go ahead and just do another one here today. And it's a day off. It's also a day off for me too, just to come out here and enjoy some time with my daughter. Just have some fun and meet some friends.
It's just a wonderful event here. It's great for the kids, perfect weather, and a nice golf course. It's great that they really put this on, especially on a special day with Memorial Day. They set it up really well. So we have, very young juniors, and the time that it takes to participate in something like this drags on. So they set it up the right way. The competition is good, and it doesn't take all day long. So it's a nice tournament for everyone, even the adults. It's not it's early in the morning. It's finished pretty quick, award ceremony, and you're out, and then you could finish your Sunday or Monday. Just see the interaction with the children. It's neat to see the competition at such a young age. And a course like this, it's just a little hidden jewel. My boy started playing here as a real little youngster. It's nice to have, And then also with Larry and all the other staff that put this on and keep this little course running is spectacular.
From the green to the beach, West girls basketball team may be in their off season, but staying in shape never takes a break.
Jess, get there. Stay down. Good, no pressure, feet, Aaron.
Here's the team on Torrance Beach with their strength and conditioning coach and past SportsDesk in studio guest, Lesley Trujillo. They're doing a visual lateral reaction drill, which, as Coach Lesley tells me, improves lateral movement, quickness, agility, and reaction. She calls the drill super competitive and fun. And, well, speaking of girls basketball, here is Bishop Montgomery's girls basketball head coach, Noelle Quinn, a friend of the Sports Desk, alongside her Seattle Storm teammates as they got some new hardware during their ring ceremony, celebrating the franchise's 3rd WNBA title. Noe is now an assistant coach for the team. And that is the end of today's show. Really looking forward to seeing you back next week. Be sure to stay in touch on social media, Twitter, Instagram. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. Tag us, find us on Facebook, send us an email, keep in touch, and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the Sports Desk, I'm Lesley Robins. Thanks for watching.